As someone great said, after spending 5 minutes in Scotland, you'll be like, man, I wanna live here. If you're backpacking in the UK, you have to visit Scotland. There is no getting around it. And after your visit, go back to your place and tell all of them that Scotland is absolutely free. Can you imagine? It's totally free to experience and admire such a beautiful city. And here I am, talking about how to have a wonderful experience in Scotland under £100 for 2 days. Everything I'm gonna say is totally free except the food. If you follow this video, I guarantee that you can visit Edinburgh for just £100 to £150. All you have to keep track is the food expenses and the stay. If you want to explore local food, then the expenses will go up. And NB, I wanted a seafront apartment for stay, so it's a little pricey, but you can get stays for as cheap as £30 to £40 in Edinburgh. So what are we waiting for? Before that, if you're new to my channel, I make budget-friendly travel videos, what to do in London, English villages, peaceful vlogs, outfits and styling, education guidance and much more. Interested? Then please blow out that like button and subscribe to be a family. So our first location is Calton Hill. It's also a good afternoon option since it's a rainy day, so we thought to start from here. So Calton Hills gives you the best panoramic view of the city. Also, do you know that Calton Hill is an extinct volcano? It is. And Calton Hill is also famous for its collection of historic monuments, which form some of the most important landmarks of the city. One of the most striking is the National Monument. This was built in the remembrance of Scottish servicemen who died in the Napoleonic Wars. It was never completed, leaving just the 12 columns you see today. Then there is the Nelson Monument, which is open 6 days a week. The top of the Calton Hill is usually a quiet place to come any day. With its grassy slopes and panoramic views of the city, it is easily accessed. It takes about 5 minutes to get to the top of the hill from the staircase at the Regent Road on the south side. Then we came back to the city for our breakfast. I had a steak and cheese toastie and a cup of latte. Now we are heading to the National Museum of Scotland. The National Museum of Scotland stands on the south side of the centre of Edinburgh city, a few hundred yards from the Royal Mile, which we're gonna see soon. The National Museum of Scotland has thousands of amazing objects across multiple galleries. The museum offers you a world of discovery all under one roof. And most importantly, you will get a free entry to experience all of this.
Everything is not enough. Really hard by the ocean.
They even exhibits arts and design, natural world, science and technology, and much more. This can be an interactive visit because you can play games and learn new things. It's kind of cool. Now we are going to see the famous Greyfriars Bobby statue. I gotta say this, the story of the dog Bobby. In 1850, a gardener called John Grey arrived in Edinburgh looking for a job. He got into the police department as a night watchman, and Bobby was his dog. John died due to tuberculosis, but Bobby spent over 14 years guarding the grave of his beloved owner. Even today, people come here with flowers, dog toys, sticks, etc. You can also visit. And next we are going to Vennel Viewpoint. This is one of the most popular photo spots in the capital of the Scotland. The peak of the staircase provide a fabulous photogenic view of Edinburgh Castle. It is also a perfect location for Instagram-friendly snaps and a unique angle of the castle view without the crowds. Now we are heading to our stay. So, travelways. Scotland mainly has two kind of bus services, the Lothian and the Megabus. Both of them offers day tickets, tourist tickets, family day ticket, network day ticket, late ticket, single tickets, etc. Since we are not exploring much after this, I took a single ticket for £2 and a day ticket usually cost around £4.70, which is a lot cheaper that you can explore all the areas of Edinburgh for just £4.80. Tomorrow with this day ticket, we are going to cover almost all the attractions of Edinburgh city and that too just for £4.80. The place we stayed was so beautiful. We got this from Airbnb and with this beautiful seafront apartment. We could even see the Scottish mountains covered in ice and snow. It was so perfect for a rainy afternoon. Hey all, good morning, and this is our second day of exploration. We're gonna cover almost all the Instagrammable places today in Edinburgh. So we are gonna start from the Invalid Park. The park has plenty of green spaces, a pond, sports pitches, tennis and volleyball courts, walking and cycle paths and children's play area. And most importantly, this park is just opposite to the Royal Botanic Garden, Edinburgh, which is definitely our next location. So it is always better to start fresh from the Royal Botanic Garden. So the Royal Botanic Garden is the first of the 4 sites that make up the Royal Botanic Gardens in Scotland. The others are located in Benmore, Logan and Dawick. Together they form one of the world's largest collection of living plants representing over 15,000 different world species. Wow! The Edinburgh site was established in 1670 and entry to this garden is also free. So, if you're looking for a nature reconnect, there are plenty of places that you can be in the Royal Botanic Garden. And here, inside the Botanical Garden, most of the furnitures are made from recycled parts. You see this bench It was completely made by recycled waste materials. And the exciting thing is like, you can speed the little sparrows and they come to your hands. And that is one of the coolest moments that I ever had in my life. And definitely, the ambience is so good. If you want a refreshment, this is the best place. And there is also a restaurant and a shop. The Gateway restaurant serves breakfast, lunch, and afternoon tea every day. Now, one of the interesting things I want to share is about the tartan kilts. Scotland is famous for its kilts, but there is a whole lot of history attached to the patterns of the people often miss. So, tartan is a name given to the pattern on most kilts. And interestingly, the colors, lines, and the design all have particular meanings associated with them. For instance, each Scottish family has its own tartan links to its surname. While they may all look same to an outsider, you can be sure a Scot would recognize their own in a sea of kilts. Amazingly, there are over 25,000 registered Scottish tartans in Scotland. And do you know this? Scotland is also the ginger hair capital of the world. Because Scots in cartoon always seem to have red hair. Scotland is famous for being a nation of redheads. And the ginger hair capital of the world is Edinburgh, and it is estimated that as many as 1 in 8 Scots have red hair. And how can I forget this? The Scotch whisky. The debate will rage on forever about whether Ireland or Scotland has the better claim to the whisky. But one thing is undeniable. Scotland is famous for its whisky. Indeed, the nickname Scotch comes from Scotland whisky, i.e. Scottish whisky. As fun as a tipple can be, the Scots take their whisky way too seriously. That it must be made from malted barley, wheat or rye. Also, it has to mature in oak barrels for 3 years before it can be sold. And bagpipes. You can't have a list of what Scotland is famous for without including the bagpipe. But where this comes from is actually a bit of mystery. It could be Egyptian, brought over by the Romans, or it could be Celtic. Wherever they come from, it is undeniable that bagpipes are a musical personification of all things in Scotland. So here we are at the Victoria Street, which is also known as Edinburgh's Harry Potter Street and draws in many fans every year. And guess what? It's also one of the most photographed streets in the city, as the vibrant shop boutiques provides a rainbow of color with the same old sandstone buildings. And this is also a place where you can explore a variety of local food, but maybe expensive. And that's for sure that you cannot get a Chinatown price here. So be prepared for extra money if you want to explore local foods over here. And now we are heading to the Royal Mile. So, the Royal Mile is best described as the heart of Edinburgh's Old Town. And interestingly, its name comes from its tradition as a processional route for kings and queens for the last 500 years. So, that's what? A mile to the royal residence. That's why it's called the Royal Mile. So from here, you can visit the National Library of Scotland if you are interested in reading. So we are skipping this part because we are heading to the most beautiful village in Edinburgh. The Danes village. How do I best describe this? It's like an oasis of calm in the city. The Danes village is tranquil green oasis of water of Leith, only 5 minutes walk from the Princess Street. I would say this is not that popular like the Victorian Street and Princess Street, etc. But ask me, I would say this can get you lost for hours and hours. It's absolutely unique. It's extremely pleasant to go for a walk around Dean's Village, located a few minutes away from the city center. As I said, a small bridge over the river and pretty stone houses. And the Dean in the Dean's Village stands for Deep Valley, was a prosperous hamlet for over 800 years. And now we are back to the city, and these are the final hours in Scotland. I don't really want to say goodbye, but at this point I have to. So we are thinking about going to the festival village for a quick coffee and to eat something. We kind of planned this trip suddenly. We didn't save a lot of money for our travel. Do you know why? When we save a lot of money for travel, it's something that we are putting a lot of money and we are putting a lot of effort. But I don't want it to be that stressful. Once you finish the money that you have saved, you will have that regret feel. So I just want to say, when you get money and when you want to spend some quality time with your partner, with your friend, with your parents or somewhere, take that decision immediately to travel. Even though every time travel isn't always pretty, it is uncomfortable, sometimes it hurts, it even breaks your heart, but that's okay. The journey changes you, it should change you. It leaves a mark on your memory, on your consciousness, on your heart, on your body. You take something with you. Hopefully you leave something good behind. And that's how you create beautiful memories. And at the end of the video, all I want to say is, it's Edinburgh, bro. It's something like a parallel universe. It's something like an alternative world. I've never seen such a beautiful city, that big, but that calm. And there is no leaving Edinburgh. You're shifting it around. It kind of stays with you, always and forever. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.